Hey everyone, Leo with Dreaming Tree, and welcome to the assembly video for our freebie, our Easter Lilies Easter card. Now, we just released a new set of little jointed characters as well as a very cute little Easter basket. Definitely check that out. It's free with purchase of $9.98 for a limited time. And of course, well, we wanted to offer a little Easter card that you can bring to your Easter gathering. And I have in front of me here all of the pieces for it, so let's just hop right into it. And here is your card base. I've already folded it down the center. This little piece here, this is your little insert where our caption is going to go. Now you'll notice on this piece here that we do have a series of little markers, and that's just to help you well, place this piece properly. This is the little caption, so we'll get into that in just a moment. But first, let's get this glued down. Go ahead and get that glue flowing. Make sure your glue bottle is nice and clean. I wrestled with mine for about a minute or two. And I did also take and ink this with a little bit of a light turquoise. And I'm going to place this down on the inside and try to get an even border all the way around. So in other words, just center it. Okay, there we go. And here is the shadow element for our caption. And here's our actual captions. They do cut out completely welded. And what we can do is get that glued down. And I'm just going to do a series of dots throughout this. I don't need to cover this whole thing with glue. A couple reasons for that. One, it's not really necessary. This glue will, a little bit of glue on a piece that's this delicate will go a long way. Okay, and I would suggest looking at this section up here where the H is kind of sticking out. Use that as a guide for placement for that happy part there. There we go. I also did hit this with a little bit of ink. It wasn't the easiest thing to ink, but I did manage to get some on there. So if you want to try to do that, by all means, feel free to do so. Inking really, actually just did a YouTube live where we discussed some of the inking techniques that we use on our projects here. So if you want to learn more about that, head on over to our YouTube channel and look at our live streams, and you'll see the most recent one discusses inking. Okay, so that's going to go right there. And as I was placing this, I was kind of using this little flourish area here as my guide. Okay, and this is going to go right inside here. Now there's, first thing that I notice anyway, are these two little V shapes. They're kind of sideways. And those V shapes are going to go right into the little valleys right here by this flourish. So there's a little valley there and a little valley there. You want to just pop that right in there. And you'll also notice then this marker matches up with the square part of the H right there. And the rest of it should just kind of fall into place. There are some additional markers there that you can use. And you'll see them when you cut them out or when you cut the piece out. So definitely use that as a guide. Okay, and there we go. All right, so inside of our card is nice and done. We have our caption. You got plenty of room to sign it, write a little message, maybe you have a stamp, whatever it may be. Okay, now the front of the card features this little panel. We're gonna pop that right on there. You can see we've got little cutouts in the corner. I can already tell that that was starting to dry. So the little markers, just make sure that you have them at the bottom. And just like we did with the panel on the inside, we want to get this nice and centered so that we have a nice even border all the way around. And you can see that I also hit this with a little bit of purple ink. So find a nice ink that's appropriate for whatever pattern you selected, and hit the sides with the ink there. It really makes it look nice. Okay, so now the main part of the card here, we're going to start off with some gold foil. If you don't have gold foil, you can use something else, or you can I'd probably just use something else that complements the rest of the colors. I'm going to put this layer down next, then this layer, then our white layer, and then the top layer. Okay, so what I'd recommend doing actually is taking and gluing all of these together first. So I'm going to take and apply glue to this piece here, and you want to keep the glue within the confines. Obviously you don't want to put any glue on a spot where there's no paper, so that was kind of pointless to say. Just go very easy on the glue here. Cover as much area as you can, but don't cake it too much. And these are going to go on very easily, since all we're really doing is lining up a square. Okay, the design will automatically fall into place. You just want to make sure you have it aligned correctly. In this case, when you put this on, these two little sections here will be completely transparent. You'll be able to see right through them. Okay, so next up, we've got our white layer. So let's get our glue going on the white layer. Nice and easy. And there are some little delicate detailed areas. You do want to get some glue in there, although everything is welded, so I don't anticipate anything magically or randomly falling off or getting torn. Okay, so again, just lining up a square here, no big deal. And as you can see, by way of layering, we're creating a beautiful design. Okay, so that just leaves one more layer, this guy here, and as you can see, I've also taken and hit that with a little bit of ink. I just took a purple, since this is like a lilac color. I found basically a darker version of this color. So if you took the color lilac and added a little bit of black, you'll end up with a darker lilac color, or AKA purple. Okay, a lot of little details on this one here, so try to get as much of the area as you can, but if you start to notice that that glue is setting, let's just pop it on. You don't want to have to reapply it 20 times. Okay, again, just matching up a square, very simple, and the beautiful design has come through, very delicate, nice pastel colors, perfect for spring. Okay, now this is kind of, it's kind of thick. Okay, if you want, what you can do, because I'm looking at it from the side, I'm seeing a lot of color there, and that's okay. But if you want to kind of blend it a little bit, you can take a little bit of purple ink and just really blend the sides to make it almost look more solid. Okay, I'm not even sure how visible that is. It is visible from the top, but I don't think anyone's going to be looking at the card from this vantage point, so I don't know if I really need to finish that. Okay, so then this is going to get glued onto our little gold foil cutout there. And if you have ever worked with a gold foil like this is like mirror foil. It's not very porous, so when you do glue something to it, you definitely want to take some time to let it completely set and dry before you do anything with it. Okay, and let's get that nice and centered. That looks beautiful, actually. The purple and gold, obviously, are a great combination of colors. Used in royalty quite a bit. Okay, just kind of cleaning off a little bit of whatever that was. I'm going to take this and put it underneath my mat and let this set for a moment. In the meantime, we just need to pop that on there, but we do have an envelope that we can put together. And I've already pre-folded the envelope. Okay, these are the two side flaps. This is the bottom flap. So let's actually glue the bottom flap in place. And we can do that. You can actually put glue here if you want. Typically that's what I do, but you can also throw a little bit of glue along the perimeter of this guy, like so. Well, you know what, that's probably why I do it that way. Don't put glue right there, only on the sides. I think it was the first time I actually did it that way. Okay, so we've got that in place. Now we do have this little panel that's going to go inside here to create this little two-tone effect with a nice little detailed edge, or contrasting edge, I should say. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually apply glue. Let me double check this real quick. Yeah, we're just going to apply glue to this entire flap. Okay, try to focus most of the glue out to the perimeter and then give it a little bit on the inside. Maybe just a tad in between the little details there. Then what you can do is take this piece, and I've got my texture side away from me. If you're using this kind of cardstock, get it centered. I'm kind of pushing it up against the little crease there, and then I'll just bring this down. And that is pretty much spot on. I'm happy with that. And you'll also notice on this card here, I'm sorry, on the envelope, we also have some markers there, and those are for our beautiful little lily. There's two little markers here. They're almost like U's, shaped like U's, and those are for the peaks of, or the points of the flower here. So let's get some glue on the back of this one. Go very easy on the glue here. Again, this is a very delicate piece. And if you feel like you've got too much there and it might smear, just kind of smush it with your finger, dab it a bit, and use those little markers to help you with the placements. And then we have 3 additional markers for the other portion of the flower. I'm just going to go right there. Let's throw a few dots of glue on that. Just going to hit that with my finger, thin it out a bit, and pop that right into place. What a great little combination of colors, actually. Okay, so envelope is done. This thing should be set, looks good. And at this point, I can really wrap this up. I've got these black foam squares, and I'm going to apply, I'll do one in each corner for starters. You know, you may or may not want to use more. This gold foil is very thick and will not really droop too much, but just for safety, just for good measure, probably pop one in the center as well. And we'll peel these back. Now remember, on the card itself, we have a series of markers. They're shaped like little scallops, actually, to help us with the positioning of this. And there they are here at the bottom. I'm just going to kind of follow and find where those scallops are and place this right there. And does that look centered? That looks very nice, actually. Very classy looking card. Beautiful, simple, elegant. And then obviously I've got a little bag of pearls here. And when applying pearls, sometimes you might get some that have an adhesive already on them. Okay, and I'm just going to go through here and find the one that I think is the right size. Kind of like the bigger one. So I'll find 4 of those. And again, you may have an adhesive on the back of it, but don't trust it ever. Don't recommend it. Just throw a little dot of glue right where you plan on putting your gold pearl, and just press that into place. Try to make sure it's nice and centered in that little cutout. And I'll just repeat the same thing with the other 3. And that's it. So you're all set for Easter with a card, at least. If you want to bring your host or hostess a cute little gift, maybe a little piece of decor, or if the household where you're visiting for Easter has children, I'm sure they'd love a little Easter basket filled with some goodies, or one of our either Mr. or Mrs. Easter Bunny. I know our little girl Gabby, when I brought in the prototypes, she was thrilled with just the prototypes. I don't even think she knows that I have completed versions that look even nicer. But well, anyway, I know it's a little early, but happy Easter to all of our dreamers. And as always, I look forward to crafting with you very soon. Hey, thanks for crafting along with me. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out some of our other videos. And also, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to visit our site and check out our free SVG section, where we have over 140 free SVG files complete with assembly videos. I look forward to crafting with you soon.